Sister Carrie, Theodore Dreiser, Part 2, Chapter 12. Mrs. Hurstwood did not know her husband's secrets. She guessed his nature a little. She was quiet and cold. She did not shout or cry. She waited and thought. If someone hurt her, she remembered it. She watched and planned in silence. Hurstwood felt some danger in her. He could not see it clearly. He lived with her in a kind of peace. He did not love her much now. She still liked his position and money. She was glad some property was in her name. He knew she could make trouble. So he was always polite and careful. The night at McVither's Theatre, something happened. Hurstwood sat in a back box with Carrie and Drouet. His son, George Jr., sat below. He was with Miss Carmichael, a rich man's daughter. The next morning at breakfast, George said, "I saw you at McVicker's, father." "Were you there?" asked Hurstwood, smiling. "Yes," said the son. "With Miss Carmichael." Mrs. Hurstwood looked at her husband. "How was the play?" she asked. "Very good," he said. "The old Rip Van Winkle." "Who went with you?" she asked. "Charlie Drouet and his wife," he answered. "They are Moy's friends, visiting here." This was not strange for his work, but yesterday he told her he was busy. He said he must stay at the office. "I thought you were busy," she said. "So I was," he answered. "I was called out. I worked until 2. She said no more, but doubted inside. He liked home less and less. He found her dull and heavy. His face now turned toward Carrie. His wife still wanted full married life. "We are coming downtown this afternoon," she said later. "Come to Kinsley's. We will meet Mr. and Mrs. Phillips. They stay at the Tremont house. We will show them the city." He did not like the Phillips, but he could not refuse now. He agreed and went away angry. Soon, she asked again. "A matinee?" "Come with me, dear," she said. "I have no time," he answered. "I am too busy." "We find time for other people," she said. "No, I don't," he replied sharply. "I can't avoid business friends." "Never mind," she answered, lips tight. Their secret fight grew. Meanwhile, Carrie changed quickly. She liked fine things and rich people. Mrs. Hale talked about money and position. They often drove past great houses. One soft spring afternoon, Mrs. Hale rented a buggy. They drove through Lincoln Park and back. At 5 o'clock, they reached the shore drive. There stood new stone mansions by the lake. The grass was just turning green. Lamps shone inside wide windows. Carrie saw tables, chairs, carved doors, soft light. Carriages rolled up to the steps. Footmen opened doors for slow gentlemen. To Carrie, it was like fairyland. She thought, there is no pain in there, no hunger, no fear, no lonely nights. "If we had such a home," said Mrs. Hale, "life would be so sweet." "And yet they say no one is happy," said Carrie. "I see one thing," said Mrs. Hale. "They like to be sad in big houses." When Carrie came home, her rooms looked small. She did not compare them with Columbia City now. She compared them with the lake mansions. These were just 3 rooms in a boarding house. She sat by the window and looked out. Lamps burned in the park and streets. She was too sad to go eat. She rocked and softly sang old songs. Her heart longed for many things. For the cottage at home, for a great house by the lake, for fine dresses and rich scenes. She felt very lonely and empty. Yet in this quiet hour she was near peace. While she sat so, the servant came. "Mr. Hurstwood is downstairs," she said. "He wants Mr. and Mrs. Drouet." "I think he doesn't know Charlie is away," thought Carrie. She had not seen Hurstwood often lately. but she thought of him many times. She fixed her hair a little, checked her dress, and went downstairs. Hurstwood was in his best mood. He said he did not know Drouet was gone. He talked at once of light, pleasant things. He made his voice soft and friendly. He told theories of men and the city. He spoke of theaters, restaurants, drives, clubs. He made Carrie wish to see such places. All the time she felt his eyes. He raised them slowly, now and then. They rested on her face. She could not forget that look. He praised her gently. He drew her laughter out. Once he touched her hand to explain something. She did not pull it away at once. Under his gaze, she felt clever and bright. She thought, I am more myself with him. With Drouet, there was always a little wait. Nothing very clear was said. The real talk was in silence. It was in looks, pauses, and nearness. Have you seen the lake houses? Yes, she said. Today with Mrs. Hale. They are beautiful. They are, he said. I wish I could live there, she sighed. You are not happy, said Hurstwood slowly. He looked straight into her eyes. He leaned nearer. Very quiet. Carrie felt weak and uncertain. Her small ideas of right grew dim. Oh, she said at last. Don't look at me so. I can't help it, he answered. She did not run away. She let the moment stay. You are not happy in this life, are you? No, she said softly. He knew then he had power. He touched her hand again. You mustn't, she cried, and rose quickly. I didn't mean anything, he said lightly. He changed the talk to safe things. Soon he rose to go. Don't feel bad, he said kindly. Things will grow better in time. She could not answer. Her mind was a cloud. We are friends, aren't we? He asked. Yes, she said. Then not a word of this, he smiled. Not till I see you again. He still held her hand. I can't promise, she whispered. You must be kinder than that, he said. His tone was so simple and warm. Let's not talk about it, she replied. All right, he said, bright again. He went out to his cab. Carrie closed the door and went upstairs. She stood before the mirror, very troubled. I am getting terrible, she said softly. I don't do anything right. She let down her brown hair and sat. Her thoughts went back over every look. I don't know what to do, she murmured. Meanwhile, Hurstwood rode through the streets, pleased. She likes me, he thought. I know it. He began to whistle an old tune, one he had not heard for 15 years. Chapter 13. 2 days pass after the talk in the parlor. Carrie sits alone in her room. Then the servant knocks. Mr. Hurstwood is downstairs, she says. Carrie feels a small jump in her heart. She does not know if she is happy or scared. She fixes her dress and goes down. Hurstwood thinks of Carrie all the time. He cannot forget her soft voice. Her kind look gives him hope. He wants to see her again. He wants her to care for him. For many years, he has no romance. His wife is cold and distant. He sees many women in the city, but they are loud or selfish. Carrie is different. She is young. She is simple. Her eyes are calm and honest. She makes him feel young again. Carrie also feels confused. She is alone again. She thinks of Drouet kindly. He helped her when she was lost. But she does not feel tied to him. He is light and happy, but shallow. Hurstwood feels deeper and warmer. She does not understand her heart. She only knows she must be careful. Carrie wears a gray dress. Her cheeks are pink. Her hands shake a little. She goes downstairs. Hurstwood waits in the parlor. He looks nervous, but happy. "How are you?" he asks gently. "I could not stay away today." "I was going for a walk," Carrie says. "Let us walk together," he smiles. They walk through the park. Then he sees a stable. "Let's take a drive," he says. Soon they ride out of the city. The road is quiet and wide. There are no houses, only grass and sky. "Can you drive?" he asks. "I never tried," says Carrie. He gives her the reins. It is easy with a calm horse. Carrie laughs softly. The moment feels warm and safe. They grow quiet. The silence feels heavy. Carrie feels something coming. "Carrie," he says slowly, "I have happy evenings now, because of you." She looks ahead. Her heart beats fast. "I came today to tell you, I care for you very much." Carrie cannot speak. "You know," he says softly. "I love you." She shakes a little. "You must not say that," she whispers. But he continues. "I am alone. I have no real friend. My house feels cold to me. My life is only work. I need someone to care for." Carrie listens with sad eyes. She feels his lonely heart. She feels the pain in his voice. "I could be happy," he says, "if I had you near me." A warm wind touches her face. The horse walks slowly. The world feels far away. He puts his arm around her waist. She does not move away. His hand finds her fingers. "Tell me you love me," he whispers. Her eyes fall down. Her lips shake. "You do, don't you?" he asks gently. She cannot say the words, but she does not pull back. He feels her answer in her silence. He leans close and kisses her. This time, she kisses him too. "Now," he says softly, "you are my girl, aren't you?" Carrie rests her head on his shoulder. The carriage moves across the empty road. The sky is wide and quiet above them. Chapter 14. Carrie sat in her room that evening. She felt warm and happy. Her heart was soft. She thought about Mr. Hurstwood. Now she loved him. She waited for the next meeting on Sunday. It was not a secret, but she still felt shy. Mrs. Hale, her neighbor, saw Carrie come home. She thought. She goes with another man when her husband is away. He should watch her. The housemaid also saw Hurstwood. She did not like Carrie. She thought Carrie was cold. But she liked Drouet. He was friendly and funny. He always said nice things to women. Hurstwood was quiet. The maid wondered why he came so often. She talked in the kitchen, and soon there was gossip in the house. Carrie now thought very little about Drouet. She thought only of Hurstwood. He was gentle and strong. She remembered the drive. Her heart was full. She felt a new kind of courage. She began to see a new life. She thought Hurstwood was good and honest. She did not know what he would say next, but she liked his love. Hurstwood thought in another way. He wanted pleasure. His job was safe. His home was quiet. His life was easy. Carrie's love was something extra, a sweet extra. He did not think about danger. He did not think about the future. On Sunday evening, they ate dinner together. Then they took a cab to a nice place. They talked a lot. Carrie felt his deep love, but she also felt shy. Hurstwood saw this. She was not easy to win. He decided to wait. As they returned home, he asked, "When will I see you again?" "I don't know," Carrie said. "Please come to the fair on Tuesday," he said. "No, it is too soon." "Then I will write you a letter. You can get it at the West Side Post Office." "Yes," she answered. The cab stopped. He whispered, "Good night." But soon after, Drouet came home. Next day, Drouet came to Hurstwood's office. "Hello, Charles," said Hurstwood. "Back again?" They talked a little. "I went to see your wife once," said Hurstwood. "She was alone." "Right," said Drouet. "How is she?" "She is fine, but she misses you." "I will go now," said Drouet. They parted as friends. Drouet thought, "He is a nice man." Hurstwood thought, "Drouet is nice, but he is not right for Carrie." When Drouet came home, he hugged Carrie. But she felt strange. "I had a great trip," he said. He talked and talked about business. Carrie listened, but her mind compared him to Hurstwood. Drouet was loud, simple, young. Hurstwood was deep and quiet. "I will get a raise soon," Drouet said. "Then we will marry." "You will never marry me, Charlie," Carrie said softly. "Oh yes, I will," he said. But Carrie could see that his words were empty. She felt sad. She felt right to doubt him. "By the way," said Drouet, "I saw Hurstwood today. He wants us to go to the theater on Wednesday." Carrie felt her heart jump, but she answered calmly, "If you like." Next day, Carrie got a letter from Hurstwood. "I told him I called once." "What did you say?" "I must see you. Can you meet me Wednesday at 2 o'clock? I want to talk before the theater." Carrie wrote, "I said you came twice." He was not angry. "I will try to come. I feel I am doing wrong." On Wednesday, they met. Hurstwood told her, "Don't worry, sweetheart. Soon he will travel again. Then we will fix everything. You will not need to hide." Carrie thought he wanted to marry her. Her heart felt light. "In the theater," he said, "do not show too much interest in me." "Then do not look at me like that," she said. "I won't," he said. And then he gave that look again. At the theater, Carrie watched him all the time. He was calm, elegant, and kind. Drouet talked next to her, but she barely heard him. She felt Hurstwood was the better man. She felt love. When the play ended, a poor man came to them. "Please, sir, give me money for a bed," he said. Drouet gave him a dime. Hurstwood did not notice much. Carrie forgot in a moment, too. The night ended, but Carrie's feelings did not. Chapter 15. Hurstwood thinks more about Carrie now. He thinks less about his home. At breakfast, he sits with his family, but he feels far away. He reads his paper and does not listen. Between him and his wife, there is only cold silence. When he goes downtown, he feels young again. He likes the streetlights. He thinks of Carrie. He sees his nice clothes and thinks, "Carrie will like this." Her eyes are young, and they make him feel young too. When his wife calls him, he feels angry inside. Her voice pulls him back to real life. He feels the marriage like a heavy chain on his legs. "George," she says, "we want a season ticket for the races." "All the races?" he asks. "Yes," she says. She wants a ticket because rich neighbors have one. She wants to show Jessica, her daughter. She likes to go out and be seen. Hurstwood sits in the room and thinks. He does not want to buy it. He wants to meet Carrie later, not argue here. "Can't we just buy single tickets?" he asks. "No," she says quickly. "You don't have to get mad," he says. "I am not mad," she answers. "A season ticket costs $150, he says. "I don't care. I want it." She leaves the room. He is angry, but he gives in. Next morning, he buys the ticket. It does not make him happy. Days pass. He watches his family drift away from him. Jessica talks about rich girls going to Europe. She is jealous. Hurstwood feels tired of all this talk. He learns his son left for a tennis match. No one told him. He feels pushed away from his own house. His family does not need him. They live their own lives. They do not ask about him. But he thinks, I still have Carrie. This thought makes him warm. He imagines her room, her smile, her soft voice. He dreams about a future with her alone. He writes Carrie a letter every morning. He uses nice paper. He writes slowly and with feeling. Each letter makes him love her more. Carrie is still full of youth. Her eyes are soft. Her face is fresh. She looks kind and gentle. Her clothes are nicer now. She walks with more grace. Hurstwood sees her like a flower. One day, he writes and asks her to meet him in Jefferson Park. He does not want to visit her home anymore. In the park, he sits under a lilac bush. Children play with toy boats. A police officer rests in a pagoda. The sky is blue and bright. Hurstwood feels free. He thinks of old days when he was young. He feels like a lover again. At 2:00, Carrie comes. She looks fresh and sweet. Her hat is pretty. Her skirt is blue. Her shoes shine. He feels joy when he sees her. You came, he says. Of course, she smiles. He gently touches her face with his silk handkerchief. They sit and look at each other. He feels happy just being near her. When is Charlie going away again? He asks. I don't know, she says. He has work here. Hurstwood thinks. Then he says softly, Come away and leave him. Where would we go? She asks. Where do you want to go? He says. We can't stay in Chicago, she answers. Why not? He asks. I don't want to live here with him, she says. He did not expect this. He does not know what to say. I would need to leave my job, he says. Carrie looks at the trees and thinks. I don't want to run away while he is here, she says. I don't want that. He understands she is thinking about marriage. This surprises him. But her resistance makes her even more precious to him. You don't know when he will leave? He asks. She shakes her head. You are a strong girl, he says gently. She blushes. What can I do? She asks. I don't want to live without you, he says. I am lonely. Every day I write to you. Tell me, what should I do? She feels touched. Her heart opens. Can you wait a little? She asks. What good is waiting? He says sadly. Maybe we can find a way, she says softly. He watches her closely. He wants her to choose him. Carrie, he says suddenly, if I came and said I must leave tonight and never return, would you come with me? She looks at him with love. Yes, she says. You wouldn't ask questions? No, not if you had to go. He smiles. She is completely his now. What if we cannot marry here? He asks. We can marry when we arrive, she says. He laughs inside. He feels young. He feels strong. He feels sure she loves him. I will come one evening and take you, he jokes. But only if you marry me, she says. I will, he answers and takes her hand. She is happy. She believes he will save her. He believes nothing can stop him now. They walk through the lovely park. The young Irish gardener watches them. A fine couple, he says. They must be rich. Chapter 16. Drouet stayed in Chicago for some weeks. One day he went to his lodge, a secret men's club called the Elks. The men there talked, laughed, smoked, and told stories. Another salesman said to him, It is good to belong to these orders. Look at Hazenstab. He is not clever, but he is a high mason. That helps him in business. Drouet listened. He believed it. I must take this more seriously, he thought. So one evening, he went to the lodge again. The meeting was over, and now everyone was relaxed. Men talked loudly. Drouet moved from group to group, joking and smiling. "Hello, Drouet," said Mr. Harry Quinzel. He was very active in the lodge. "You can help us." "What are you doing?" asked Drouet. "We want to put on a little play in 2 weeks," said Quinzel. "We need new furniture for the lodge. We don't have money, so we want to raise it with an entertainment." "That's a good idea," said Drouet. "We have some men with talent," Quinzel continued. "Brubeck does a funny blackface act. Mac Lewis can say sad poems. Did you ever hear him recite Over the Hills?" "No," said Drouet. "He does it fine," said Quinzel. "And what do you want from me?" asked Drouet. "We need a young lady to take the part of Laura. It's an easy part. You must know some girl." "Sure," said Drouet at once. But he didn't know anyone. He just didn't like to say no. "What's the play?" he asked. "Under the Gaslight," said Quinzel. Drouet remembered the play. "It's a fine play. You'll make money," he said. "We hope so," said Quinzel. "Don't forget now. Find a young lady for Laura." "All right," said Drouet. As soon as he walked away, he forgot everything. He didn't even ask where the rehearsal would be. 2 days later, he received a letter. It said rehearsal was on Friday and asked him to send the girl's address. "Who do I know?" he thought, scratching his ear. He tried to remember names of women. Finally, he chose one girl because she lived nearby. "I'll see her tonight," he thought. But on the car home, he forgot again. In the evening, the newspaper reminded him. A little note said, "Custer Lodge of Elks will present Under the Gaslight on the 16th. "George, I forgot," cried Drouet. "What?" asked Carrie. They were having supper at their tiny table. Carrie had cooked the meal herself. "My lodge entertainment," he said. "They're giving a play. They want me to find a girl." "What play?" "Under the Gaslight." "When?" "The 16th. "Well, why don't you help them?" Carrie asked. "I don't know any girl," he said. Then he suddenly looked at her. "Say, how would you like to take the part?" "Me?" Carrie was shocked. "I can't act." "How do you know?" he asked. "Because I never did," she said. But inside, she felt warm and excited. She loved the idea of the stage. "That's nothing," said Drouet. "You can act well enough." "No, I can't," she whispered, afraid but tempted. "Yes, you can. It will be fun." "No, it won't," she said, very serious. "I saw you dance around here. You imitate people. You are clever," he continued. "No, I'm not," said Carrie shyly. "I tell you what. Go down and try. The others have no experience. You'll be better than they are." Carrie was still unsure. "I don't think I can act, Charlie. Do you really think so?" "Sure," he said. "You'll make a hit." "What is my part?" "A girl named Laura, the heroine," he said. "What is the story?" He tried to remember. "It's about a girl who is stolen by 2 bad people. They want money. But I can't remember more. I'll get you the book." Carrie thought for a moment. "I might go, if you think I'll be all right." "Of course," said Drouet. "You'll be wonderful." "When is rehearsal?" she asked. "Friday night. I'll bring you the part." "All right," said Carrie. "But if I fail, it is your fault." "You won't fail," he said. "Just be natural. You'll be a great actress." "Did you really think that?" she asked softly. "Yes," he said proudly. After he left, Carrie's heart was on fire. She had always had a dramatic soul. She loved to copy faces in the mirror. She practiced sad voices quietly. She imagined scenes from plays she had seen. She did not know this was talent. She thought it was silly. But now someone told her she could act. It felt like a door opening. She sat in her rocking chair and dreamed. She imagined the stage lights, the applause, the beautiful dresses, a joy of performing. She felt strong emotions rise inside her. Meanwhile, Drouet went to the lodge. Quinzel asked, "Where is the lady you found?" "I've got her," said Drouet. "What is her address?" "I will take the part to her," said Drouet quickly. "But we need her address too." 29 Ogden Place, said Druitt. And her name? Carrie Medenda, he said suddenly. He did not want to say she lived with him. That sounds like an actress, said Quincell. Druitt brought the part to Carrie. That's the best part, he said. Can you do it? I don't know. I am afraid, she said. Oh, go on, he said. You are better than the others. She looked at the part. It was full of tears and sad speeches. Poor fellow, she read aloud, using a soft, trembling voice. She was surprised how short the part was. She did not know about standing on stage even when others speak. I think I can do this, she said. Next night, Druitt came home. Well, how is it, Caddy? All right, she smiled. I almost know it all. Let me hear it. Oh, I'm shy, she said. It is easier here than there. So she tried the ballroom scene. She said it with real feeling. Soon she forgot he was there. She acted with all her heart. At the end, she had to faint. She fell softly to the floor. Good, great, cried Druitt. You are wonderful, Caddy. He had jumped to catch her. Now he held her, laughing. Aren't you afraid you'll hurt yourself? Not at all, she said, glowing. You are a real actress, he said. I never knew you could do that. I never knew it either, said Carrie. You won't fail, he said. You'll be a star. Chapter 17. Carrie's play is very important to her. It will be in a small theater called the Avery. When she gets her part, she writes to Hurstwood, I will be in a play. I really will. I have my part now. Honest, truly. Hurstwood smiles when he reads this. I must see that, he thinks. I know she will be good. He writes back at once. I am sure you will do well. You are very clever. Come to the park tomorrow. Tell me everything. Carrie is glad. Next day, she comes to the park. She tells him about the play. She tells him about the lodge. She tells him about her part. That is fine, says Hurstwood. I am very glad. Of course you will do well. You are so clever. Carrie feels very happy. Her eyes are bright. Her cheeks are red. She forgets her sad thoughts. She is proud and afraid together. She wants to do well. She is scared to fail. But she is happy to try. Hurstwood watches her with joy. He loves to see her hope. He loves to see her excitement. There is something in her, he thinks. She is not only pretty, she wants to do something. Let me think, he says. I know some of the lodgemen. I am an elk too. Oh, you must not tell Charlie, Carrie says. He must not know I told you. That is true, says Hurstwood. But I want to be there. I want to see you act. I would like that, says Carrie. But I don't know how you can. He must invite you. I will be there, says Hurstwood softly. You leave it to me. He is already planning. He will come with friends. He will take a box. He will bring flowers for Carrie. He will wear his evening clothes. I will make it a big night, he thinks. She will feel like a real actress. A few days later, Druitt comes into Fitzgerald and Moyes. It is 5 p.m. The bar is full of men. They talk loud and laugh. Some are actors. Some are politicians. All are well-dressed and noisy. Hurstwood sees Druitt at once. Well, Charles, he calls. I thought you were out of town. I have been busy, says Druitt. They shake hands and walk to the bar. Many men greet Hurstwood. He's important there. I hear your lodge gives a play, says Hurstwood. They sent me tickets. 2 tickets for $2. Is it going to be good? I don't know, says Druitt. They asked me to find a girl. They needed someone for a part. I was not going to go, says Hurstwood. But I will help with money, of course. How are things at the lodge? All right, says Druitt. They want new furniture. They will pay with the show. I hope they do well, says Hurstwood. Have another drink? He does not want to say more. Now he can come later and say, "They sent me tickets. I thought I should come." Then Druitt adds suddenly, "I think the girl will act in it." "You don't say," says Hurstwood. "How did that happen?" "Well," says Druitt, "they wanted a girl. I told Carrie. She wants to try." "Good for her," says Hurstwood. "It will be a nice affair. It will be good for her." "Has she ever acted before?" "Not at all," says Druitt. "Oh well," says Hurstwood. "It is not very serious." "She is clever," says Druitt quickly. "She learns her part very fast." "You don't say," says Hurstwood. "She surprised me," says Druitt. "By George, she did." "We must give her flowers," says Hurstwood. "I will look after that. After the show, come with me. We will have a little supper." "I think she will do all right," says Druitt. "She must," says Hurstwood, half smiling. "We will make her do all right." Carrie goes to the first rehearsal. The men of the lodge are there. The director is Mr. Millis. Mr. Quinsell also sits on the side. Mr. Millis is sure of himself. He speaks in a sharp voice. He forgets that the actors are amateurs. "Now, Miss Medenda," he says to Carrie, "don't stand like that. You are worried about a stranger. Walk with feeling. Look troubled." He shows her how to walk. Carrie copies him. She does not like it, but she wants to do well. She is new and shy. "Now, Mrs. Morgan," he says, "you sit here. Mr. Bamberger, you stand there. Say your line." "Explain," says Mr. Bamberger weakly. He plays Ray, Laura's lover. "Say it again," says the director. "Look shocked this time." "Explain," cries Bamberger loudly. "No, not like that," says the director. "Say it softly. Say, explain." Bamberger tries again. "Better," says the director. The rehearsal moves on. Carrie watches and thinks, "We do not even know our lines. Maybe we should read everything once, just to see if we remember." She speaks softly. "Should we read it once without acting too much? Maybe it will help." "A good idea," says Quinsell. "Yes," says the director. "Let us read it through." They begin again. The director watches and sighs. He thinks Bamberger is a poor lover, but there is no one else. Now Carrie's scene comes. She enters as Laura. She stands still for a moment. Then she feels the part. She smiles a little, turns away, and walks to the window. She looks calm and sad at the same time. "Who is that?" whispers the director. "Miss Medenda," says Quinsell. "What does she do?" asks the director. "I don't know," says Quinsell. "She is a friend of a member. She has more spirit than anyone here," says the director. "She really tries." In the next scene, Carrie does even better. She moves with ease. She looks like a real lady. After the scene, the director comes to her. "Have you ever been on the stage?" he asks. "No," says Carrie. "You do very well," he says. "I thought you were an actress." Mrs. Morgan sees this. She is angry and jealous. She is some cheap professional, she thinks. The rehearsal ends. Carrie goes home happy. She wants to tell Hurstwood. She wants him to know everything. But that evening, Druitt is not interested. He talks about other things. He thinks her part is simple. Carrie feels hurt. She becomes quiet. She wishes to see Hurstwood. Next morning, Carrie gets a letter from Hurstwood. He says he will be in the park. He will wait for her. When she comes, he shines like the sun. "Well, my dear," he says, "how did it go?" "Well enough," she says softly. "Tell me everything," he says. Carrie begins slowly, then becomes warm and excited. She tells of the director. She tells of Bamberger. She shows how she played her part. "That is wonderful," says Hurstwood. "I am so glad. I must come to see you." When is the next rehearsal? Tuesday, says Carrie. But visitors are not allowed. I think I can get in, says Hurstwood. Carrie laughs and makes him promise not to come. Try your best, he says. Remember, I believe in you. I will, says Carrie. The morning is bright. Carrie walks lightly. Her heart is full of hope. She feels strong and happy. She feels that life can be kind. Blessed are people who try. They see light ahead. Blessed are people who receive kindness. They feel brave again. Chapter 18. Hurstwood helped Carrie very much. He asked many friends to come to the show. He told a man from the newspaper to write small notes about the play. Because of him, many people bought tickets. The hall became full. Carrie studied her part again and again. She was nervous. She was afraid she would forget her lines. Sometimes she wanted to stop and not act at all. Sometimes she felt brave. She hoped she could be a real actress one day. In the acting group, one man left the play. Mrs. Morgan stayed and wanted to act better than Carrie. A new man came to play Ray. He talked too much and acted very proud. Carrie did not like him, but she had to work with him. In the evening, Carrie was ready. She put on makeup and her costume. In the dressing room, she saw all the wigs, powders, brushes, clothes, and lights. This world felt warm and exciting to her. It felt like a door opening to a new life. Carrie thought, if I can act well tonight, maybe I can have a better future. The lodge sent a carriage for her. Drouet rode with her and then went to buy cigars. Carrie walked into the theater, shaking a little with fear. Outside, many rich and important people arrived. They wore fine clothes and talked loudly. They came because Hurstwood invited them. He walked around the lobby, talking to everyone. People liked him. They respected his job, his money, and his calm, confident face. The theater was full of voices, bright clothes, and friendly greetings. Everyone was excited. Before the show started, Hurstwood stood with his friends, smiling. He felt important. People shook his hand and talked to him. He was the center of attention. Inside the little theater, the lights were bright. People were ready. The curtain would go up soon. And Carrie waited behind the stage, hoping she would not be afraid. Chapter 19. The play begins. The orchestra starts to play. People in the audience sit quietly. Hurstwood and Drouet watch from their box. On the stage, the first actors speak, but they are very nervous. Their voices are weak. The scene is boring. The audience waits politely. Carrie enters. She is also scared. Her voice is very soft. Her lines are not funny or strong. Drouet worries. Hurstwood watches her very closely. Carrie feels she is failing. Soon, she leaves the stage. She waits behind the curtain, pale and shaking. Drouet comes to her. "Don't be afraid," he says. "You can do it. Just act like you did before." Carrie feels a little stronger. The next scene comes. She goes out again. Now she is better. Her voice is clearer. People do not feel uncomfortable anymore. The company also acts better. After this scene, Carrie asks Drouet, "Was it better?" "Yes," he says. "Much better. Keep going." Now comes the ballroom scene. Drouet tells her again, "Do it with energy. You can make a hit." Terry begins to believe him. When she goes on the stage again, something changes inside her. She suddenly feels the emotion of the scene. The audience feels it too. She becomes calm, proud, beautiful. Her acting is real and full of feeling. Hurstwood is shocked. She looks wonderful to him. He feels a strong desire for her. Drouet also feels deeply moved. both men fall even more in love with her. Carrie speaks her lines with sadness and strength. Love is the only thing a woman has to give. The whole audience becomes silent. Everyone watches her. At the end, they applaud loud and long. Someone brings her a big basket of flowers. They are from Hurstwood. Carrie smiles at him. Hurstwood can hardly sit still. He wants Carrie desperately. He wants her to be with him, not with Drouet. He walks out into the lobby, thinking quickly and angrily. After the play ends, the actors change clothes and talk. Drouet is excited and happy. Hurstwood hides his feelings, but inside he is burning. They all go to supper. In the carriage, Carrie secretly squeezes Hurstwood's hand. He feels wild with love. Drouet is happy but does not understand what is happening between them. At supper, Drouet talks too much. Hurstwood sits quiet, suffering because he wants Carrie alone. When the night ends, Hurstwood whispers to Carrie, "Tomorrow." She understands. Drouet takes Carrie home, proud and smiling. Hurstwood walks away, full of jealousy and anger. Chapter 20. Passion in a man like Hurstwood is strong and active. It is not soft and dreamy. He does not stand under a window and sing. He does not cry in the dark and wait. At night, he cannot sleep well. He thinks and thinks of Carrie. In the morning, he wakes early. At once, he begins again to think of her. He feels bad in his body and in his mind. He loves Carrie in a new, strong way. And Drouet stands in his way. He feels very unhappy when he thinks that Carrie belongs to the happy, noisy drummer. He would give anything to end this trouble. He wants Carrie to agree to some plan where Drouet will go away from her life forever. He dresses and thinks. He walks about the room with his wife, but he does not feel her near. At breakfast, he has no appetite. The meat on his plate stays there. His coffee becomes cold. He looks at the newspaper, but he does not see the words. Jessica is not yet downstairs. His wife sits at the end of the table. She is quiet and thinks her own thoughts. A new servant girl is in the house. Today she forgets the napkins. "I told you before, Maggie," says Mrs. Hurstwood. "I will not tell you again." Hurstwood looks at his wife. She is frowning. Her voice and face make him angry. "George," she says then, "did you decide when you will take your vacation?" Every year at this time, they talk about their summer trip. "Not yet," he says. "I am very busy now." "Well, you must decide soon, mustn't you, if we are going?" "I think we still have some days," he says. She answers. "Don't wait until the season is over." She moves in her chair in an angry way. "There you go again," he says. "You talk like I never do anything." "Well, I want to know," she repeats. "You have a few days yet." He insists. "You will not want to go before the horse races are finished." He is angry that she talks of this now, when he wants to think of Carrie. "Well, we may go," she says. "Jessica does not want to stay until the end of the races." "Why did you want a season ticket then?" "Ugh," she cries. "I will not argue with you." She gets up to leave the table. "Say," he calls, standing up. His voice is sharp and hard now, and she stops. "What is the matter with you lately? Can I talk with you or not?" "Of course you can talk with me," she answers, and makes the word "can" very strong. "Well, it does not sound like that," he says. "You want to know when I will be ready. Not for a month. May we not then?" We will go without you. You will, eh? He sneers. Yes, we will. Her strong answer surprises him. It makes him even more angry. Well, we will see about that, he says. You try to rule everything now. You talk like you decide my plans. You do not. You do not arrange anything that is mine. If you want to go, go. But you will not push me with such talk. His dark eyes shine angrily. He throws his paper down. Mrs. Kirstwood says nothing more. He finishes his coffee. She turns and goes into the hall and up the stairs. He waits a moment as if he wants to say something more. But then he goes to the front hall and takes his hat and gloves. Mrs. Kirstwood did not plan such a quarrel. She came to breakfast in a bad mood, but with a plan. Jessica told her that the races are not so fine this year. The people there are not the best people. Her young men friends are going early to the summer places and to Europe. Some go to Waukesha. Jessica is bored and wants to go too. Her mother agrees. So Mrs. Kirstwood decides to talk about leaving the city. But the air at the table is wrong. She is not sure later how the quarrel begins. Now she is sure of only one thing. Her husband is a brute. She will not forget this. She will have better treatment, or she will know why. Hurstwood carries this new trouble in his mind until he reaches his office. Then he starts out to meet Carrie, and other thoughts take his heart. His thoughts fly ahead of him. He can hardly wait to see her face again. What is the night without Carrie? What is the day? She must be his. Carrie, on her side, feels many new thoughts and dreams after she leaves him the night before. She listens to Drouet's talk about business and money. She cares only when he speaks of her. She does not care when he speaks of his own success. She keeps him at a distance as much as she can, because she wants to enjoy her own triumph. She feels Hurstwood's love like a sweet background to her victory. She wonders, what will he say now? She also feels sorry for him, but in a new way. She feels strong and high when he is sad and needs her. She is starting to feel like a person who gives, not asks. She is very happy. Next morning, she looks in the newspapers. There is nothing about the play. The day feels more common now. The glow of her great night is a little weaker. Drouet talks, but now he speaks for her, not about her. He feels that something is wrong. He wants to look good again in her eyes. I think, he says, walking about their room and fixing his tie, that I will finish that little business of mine this month, and then we will get married. I talked with Mosier about it yesterday. No, you won't, says Carrie. Her voice has a small laugh inside. She is beginning to feel she can play with him a little. Yes, I will, he says quickly. Don't you believe me? Carrie laughs softly. Of course I do, she says. But Drouet is not calm. He feels something strange. Carrie is still with him, but she is not soft and helpless now. Her voice has a new sound. Her eyes do not look to him for help. He feels a shadow of danger. He begins to give her more small gifts and kind words, as if he wants to protect himself. Soon he goes out. Carrie gets ready to meet Hurstwood. She dresses quickly and runs down the stairs. At the corner, she passes Drouet, but they do not see each other. Drouet has forgotten some bills. He runs back up and comes into the room. The chambermaid is there. "Hello," he says. "Has Carrie gone out?" "Your wife?" "Yes," says the girl. "She went out a few minutes ago." That is strange, thinks Drouet. She did not say anything to me. Where did she go? He looks in his valise for his papers, finds them, and then turns to the pretty maid. "What are you doing?" he smiles. "Just cleaning," she says. "Tired of it?" "Not very." "Let me show you something," he says. He takes out a small colored card. The top of the parasol changes color when you turn a little wheel. "Isn't that clever?" he says. "Very nice," she answers. "You can have it," he says. He looks at her hand. "That's a pretty ring." She pulls her hand back and goes to the window. "I didn't see you for a long time," she says. "I was away. I wish I could travel." Then she asks, "What about your friend, Mr. Hurstwood? He hasn't been here since you came back." "He's in town," says Drouet. "Why?" "Oh, nothing. Only he hasn't been here." "How do you know him?" "Didn't I take up his card a dozen times last month?" "Get out," laughs Drouet. "He hasn't called more than 6 times." "He hasn't, eh?" She smiles. "That's all you know." "Did you see him often?" he asks. "Before you came back?" "Of course. Almost every day." "Who did he come to see?" "Mrs. Drouet." He tries to appear calm. "Well, what of it?" "Nothing," she says. He asks more. She answers lightly until someone calls her. She leaves. Drouet sits down and thinks hard. Could it be true? Why did Carrie say nothing? What did the girl really know? "She did act funny," he says aloud. "She dressed and went out this morning and said nothing." He meets the maid again. She smiles. "Are you still mad?" she asks. "I'm not mad." "Were you serious?" he asks. "Of course," she says. "He came many times." "Did he spend evenings here?" "Sometimes." Drouet bites his lip. "Don't tell anyone," he says. "Of course not." He goes out, now very serious. "I'll see her about that," he thinks. "I'll find out." Chapter 21. Hurstwood waits for Carrie many minutes. He feels warm and nervous. He wants to see her. She touched him deeply last night. "Here you are," he says quietly. He feels excited, almost too much. "Yes," says Carrie. They walk together. They do not know where they go. Hurstwood looks at her again and again. The soft sound of her skirt is like music to him. "Are you satisfied?" he asks. He thinks of her acting last night. "Are you?" she answers. She smiles. He holds his hands tight. Her smile makes him weak. "It was wonderful," he says. Carrie laughs with joy. "That was one of the best things I have seen," he adds. Carrie feels warm and happy in his presence. His voice, his eyes, his walk, all pull her closer. She feels a glow inside. "Those flowers you sent were so nice," she says. "I am glad you liked them," he answers. But he is thinking of something else. He wants to speak about his feelings. He wants to ask her everything now. He tries to find the right words. "You got home all right?" he asks sadly. "Yes," says Carrie. He slows his steps and looks into her eyes. She feels his strong emotion. "How about me?" he asks softly. Carrie becomes confused. She feels something big is coming. "I don't know," she says. He bites his lip. He stops walking and touches the grass with his shoe. He looks at her with soft, sad eyes. "Won't you come away from him?" he asks. His voice is full of hope. "I don't know," she says again. She does not know what to do. She likes Hurstwood very much. His eyes, his manners, his clothes, all charm her. His voice warms her heart. She feels almost in love, but she is also afraid. What does he know? Did Drouet tell him something? Does Hurstwood think she is married? Would he marry her? She does not know. But she likes his love. It feels real and warm. She feels no anger. "Why don't you come away?" he says. "I will help you with everything." "Oh, don't," says Carrie. "Don't what?" he asks. She looks confused and hurt. She feels ashamed of the thought of running away. Hurstwood feels it too, but his love is too strong now. "Won't you come?" he says again, softer. "You know I need you. You know it. This cannot go on." "I know," says Carrie. "Please, Carrie," he says. "Look at me. You don't want to stay away from me." Carrie looks down. She thinks deeply. "And why not end this?" he says. "I don't know," says Carrie. "Don't know?" he says. "Oh, Carrie, don't make me suffer." "I am serious," she says. "You can't be, dearest," he answers. "Not when you know how I love you. Think of last night." His body is calm, but his eyes burn. Carrie says nothing. "You love me, don't you?" he asks. His voice is full of fire and hope. Carrie feels all her doubts fall away. "Yes," she says softly. "Then come," he says. "Come tonight." Carrie shakes her head. "I can't wait," he says. "Then come Saturday." "When will we be married?" she asks quietly. She forgets that she once wanted him to think she was already a wife. Hurstwood is shocked inside, but he does not show it. "Any time you say," he says quickly. "Saturday?" she asks. He nods. "If you marry me Saturday," she says, "I will go." Hurstwood looks at her with deep love. She is beautiful and gentle. He decides he will promise anything. He does not think of danger. He thinks only of her. Carrie looks at him with warm eyes. "I will try to be ready," she says. Hurstwood feels joy. "I will see you tomorrow," he says. "We will plan everything." They walk more. He feels happy like never before. She feels light and excited. After some time, they stop. "Tomorrow," he says with a bright smile. "Yes," says Carrie, walking away with a quick, happy step. She feels her heart full. She thinks of him again and again. Yes, she will be ready on Saturday. Yes, she will go with him. Yes, they will be happy. Chapter 22. Mr. and Mrs. Hurstwood live in the same house, but they are not happy. Long ago, Mrs. Hurstwood loved her husband. Now, she does not love him much. But one feeling stays inside her. She does not like to lose him. She does not want him to like another woman, so she often feels angry and bad inside. Mr. Hurstwood is still good-looking. He wears nice clothes. He walks well. Other people still like him. But at home, he is cold. He does not talk much to his wife. He is often bored with her. Mrs. Hurstwood sees this. She sees that he's quiet with her, but bright and fresh with other people. She thinks, he does not care for me now. She begins to watch him and to think bad things about him. She remembers. He does not like to go with her to the theater. He often says, "I am busy," and goes out alone. He comes home late and does not explain. So she feels more and more angry. One morning after breakfast, Mr. Hurstwood goes to work. Mrs. Hurstwood goes upstairs. Jessica, her daughter, is in her room doing her hair very slowly. "I wish you came to breakfast earlier," says the mother. "Now the food is cold, and you did not eat." "I am not hungry," says Jessica. Then you can tell the girl, says the mother. She can put the food away. She waits a long time for you. She doesn't mind, says Jessica calmly. Well, I mind, answers the mother. And I don't like your voice. You are too young to speak like that to your mother. Oh, Mama, don't quarrel, says Jessica. What is the matter with you this morning? Nothing is the matter, and I am not quarreling, says the mother. But I will not let you keep everybody waiting. I will not have it. I am not keeping anybody waiting, says Jessica loudly now. I said I am not hungry. I don't want any breakfast. Be careful how you speak to me, says Mrs. Hurstwood. I will not have it, do you hear? She moves her pretty skirt and lifts her head high. She does not want to fight. Such little fights are often in this house. George Jr. is also proud and quick to anger. He is 19 and thinks, I am a man now. I can do what I want. So every person in the house thinks only of themselves. Some days earlier, Dr. Beale sees Mr. Hurstwood in a carriage. It is afternoon on Washington Boulevard. A young woman is sitting with Mr. Hurstwood. The doctor knows the man, but he is not sure about the woman. Later, he meets Mrs. Hurstwood at her front door. You don't say hello to your friends when you drive, do you? He says, laughing. If I see them, I do, she answers. Where was I? On Washington Boulevard, says the doctor. Near Hoyne Avenue. You were with your husband. I think you are wrong, says Mrs. Hurstwood. The doctor smiles. I know I saw your husband, he says. Maybe the lady was your daughter. Maybe it was, she says, but she knows it is not Jessica. Jessica was with her all that week. After the doctor leaves, she thinks a lot. He saw my husband in a carriage with a young woman, she thinks. He told me he was busy that day. Why did he lie? Who is this woman? Her heart grows more cold and hard. The day after Carrie's play, Mrs. Hurstwood goes to the races with Jessica and a young man, Bart Taylor. Many people are there. Some men are friends of Mr. Hurstwood. 2 of them saw the show last night. One man in nice sporty clothes says, I see you did not come to our show last night. No, says Mrs. Hurstwood. I saw your husband, the man says. One actress was really wonderful. It is a pity you were ill and could not come. Ill? Thinks Mrs. Hurstwood. Her husband told people she was sick, so she would not come. Yes, she says aloud. It is too bad. She is now sure he is hiding something. She asks another friend, Were you at the performance last night? Yes, he says. Your husband told me you were not feeling well. Mrs. Hurstwood bites her lip. So that is why he went alone, she thinks. He does not want me there. In the evening, Mr. Hurstwood comes home. He is very happy. Carrie said she would leave Drouet and go with him on Saturday. He feels young again. He sees the house looking warm and nice. The table is ready. The dog plays in the yard. Jessica plays the piano. He smiles and goes upstairs to read. His wife is in the room, brushing her hair. He sits and opens the paper, laughing softly at funny news. Ha ha, that's funny, he says. She does not look at him. She keeps brushing her hair. He tries to talk. Did you see they want the railway to move from the lake? No, she answers coldly. He feels the angry sound in her voice. Later, he tries again. Why are you so angry about this morning? You know you can go to Waukesha if you want. So you can stay here and play with another woman? She says suddenly. He feels shocked. What do you mean? He asks. You know, she says. She does not look at him. I don't, he says nervously. She stays quiet, then says, I want the money for Waukesha tomorrow morning. He looks at her. Her eyes are cold like ice. What do you mean you want? He says. I want that money, she says loudly. You can act like a big man later. You will get nothing, he says. And what do you mean with these hints? Where were you last night? She cries. Who were you driving with? Who was with you at the theater? Do you think I am stupid? It's a lie, he says. Call it what you want, she says. But I know. He feels weak inside. He thinks of the house and the money in her name. He knows he must be careful. You will not get the money, he says. We will see, she replies. I will talk to a lawyer. He knows she means it. His happy day is gone. Do what you want, he says angrily. I want nothing more to do with you. He walks out. Chapter 23. When Carrie comes to her room, she feels full of doubt. She does not know if her promise to Hurstwood is right. She thinks again and again. Now she sees many small problems she did not notice before. She sees that she agreed to marry Hurstwood while people think she is already married. She remembers some things Drouet did for her. Now she feels worried about leaving him without a word. She has a comfortable room now, and she is afraid of the world. This fear tells her strange things. You do not know what will happen. Life can be hard. Women can be very unhappy. Remember when you were hungry. Remember when you were alone. Stay where you are. Even so, Hurstwood does not fully control her thoughts. He made her feel warm, happy, excited. But he did not take her heart completely. His passion is strong, but he is older now. It is not the passion that destroys all logic. Carrie feels excitement, but maybe not real love. Women often think they are in love when they only feel the desire to be loved, protected, and understood. Carrie likes attention. She likes kindness. These feelings make saying no difficult. When she gets home, she changes her clothes and fixes the room. She never liked the way the housemaid placed the chairs. Today, she does not even notice that the chair is in the wrong place. She is deep in her thoughts. She works until Drouet comes at 5 o'clock. He looks excited and nervous. He is full of questions about Hurstwood. He wants to talk, but he also fears what he might hear. He does not know how to begin. Carrie sits by the window, rocking slowly. What makes you hurry? She asks. Drouet stops. Now that he sees her, he does not know what to say. When did you get home? He asks. An hour ago. Why? You weren't here this morning. I thought you went out. I went for a walk, Carrie says simply. Drouet stares at her. He does not want to believe anything bad, but the chambermaid's words bother him. He wants to ask something clear, but he is afraid. Where did you go? He asks weakly. I told you, I walked. Sure. Carrie feels something in his voice. She becomes more careful. She turns quiet and serious. Why do you talk like that? She asks. He looks confused and nervous. Finally, he asks. What's this about you and Hurstwood? Me and Hurstwood? What do you mean? Didn't he come here a dozen times while I was gone? No, says Carrie, but her face grows hot. What are you talking about? Someone said you went riding together and that he came here every night. That is not true, Carrie says. Who told you that? Her heart beats fast. But Drouet feels stronger now because she denies everything. You're sure? He says. Of course, you know how often he came. He thinks, then he says, I know what you told me. Carrie looks confused. I know I didn't tell you any such thing. Drouet does not answer that. He continues, if I were you, I wouldn't have anything to do with him. He's a married man, you know. Carrie freezes. Who is? She says quietly. Hurstwood. Carrie feels something inside her break. She stands up quickly. Who told you that? She asks. I've always known it, says Drouet. Carrie feels her world turning. She cannot think clearly. She goes to the window. She feels pain and anger. You shouldn't have had anything to do with him, Drouet says, after all I've done for you. You? Says Carrie. What have you done? She feels wounded. By both men, but her anger falls on Drouet first. He never warned her. He let Hurstwood come. Why? Why did he do that? Drouet says he has helped her. Carrie answers sharply and angrily. They argue. She calls him a coward. He calls her unfaithful. Carrie cries. She tries to leave, but Drouet stops her. She bursts into tears. After a long moment, Drouet softens. Stay here until the end of the month, he says gently. Then you can think clearly. Carrie says nothing. She is lost. Drouet begins packing his things slowly. Carrie watches him and thinks. Yes, he made mistakes, but what about her? And what about Hurstwood? He lied to her. He pretended to love her and said nothing about his wife. Carrie feels hurt and foolish. She decides she will never see Hurstwood again. She will write him. She will tell him what she thinks. But what then? She cannot go to the street. She has no home but this one. She feels her mind breaking apart. Drouet looks for his shirt stud, moving carelessly. He's not in a rush to leave. Somehow, he hopes Carrie will speak. He is jealous and angry, but he still wants her. He wants her to say he is right and Hurstwood is wrong. Do you think, he asks suddenly, you'll try to get on the stage? Carrie says she doesn't know. If you do, I can help. I know many people in that line. She does not answer. Don't try to live alone without money, he says. Chicago is hard. Still, she rocks in her chair. After a pause, he asks, you didn't care for Hurstwood, did you? Carrie turns away. Let you start on that again, she says. You were to blame. No, I wasn't. Yes, you were. You should never have brought him here. But you didn't have much to do with him, did you? He asks. He wants her to deny it. I won't talk about it, she says. What's the use of acting like that? He insists. Just tell me the truth. I won't, Carrie says. Whatever happened is your fault. Then you do care for him, Drouet says, suddenly full of jealousy. Oh, stop. He snaps his valise shut, grabs his coat, and heads to the door. You can go to the devil, he says. I'm no fool. He leaves the room, closing the door loudly. Carrie stands at the window, shocked at his anger. She never thought he could act like that. She cannot understand human passion. She does not know that jealousy can burn like fire. Chapter 24. That night, Hurstwood stays in the city. He sleeps at the Palmer House Hotel. His mind feels hot and worried. His wife's words scare him. He feels his future shaking. He does not know what she will do. Her threat feels real. She beat him in their fight. He walks in his office. He walks in his hotel room. He tries to think of a plan, but no plan helps him. Mrs. Hurstwood feels strong now. She sees that he is afraid. She decides to push more. She wants full control. She wants money every time she asks. She does not care if he returns home. She thinks the house is better without him. She wants to live as she likes. She plans to see a lawyer. She plans to hire a detective. She wants to know all her rights. Hurstwood walks and thinks. She has the property in her name, he says. What a stupid thing I did. He thinks of his job. If she makes trouble, I can lose everything, he thinks. How will people talk about me? What will the newspapers say? What will my friends think? He feels sick with fear. He sees no way out. His forehead becomes wet. Thoughts of Carrie come to him. He remembers Saturday. He does not worry about her. She is the only bright thing in his life. He sees her sweet face in his mind. He wonders why life cannot stay that simple. He thinks of his wife again. His heart grows heavy. In the morning, he checks his mail. Nothing strange is there. He feels a small relief. He decides to eat at the Grand Pacific Hotel. He drinks coffee and eats rolls. He hopes time will give him an idea. No news is good news, he thinks. He goes to the park to meet Carrie. He waits a long time. She does not come. He becomes restless. Maybe something happened, he thinks. He does not think of Drouet at all. He thinks only of his wife's power. Maybe Carrie could not leave home. Maybe she will send a letter later. He walks around nervously. After an hour, he gives up waiting. He takes the Madison car. The blue sky grows gray. Small clouds cover the sun. A cold wind comes. Rain begins to fall. He feels even worse. He returns to the office. No letter from Carrie. No letter from his wife. He is glad about that. He walks the floor again. His heart feels dark and tired. At 1:30, he eats lunch. When he returns, a messenger waits. The boy wants an answer. Hurstwood sees his wife's handwriting. He reads the letter. It is cold and sharp. She wants money at once. She says she needs it. She says he may stay away. She says she does not care. She only wants the money now. He stands still with the letter. Her words shock him. He feels anger in his chest. He wants to write, "Go to the devil." Instead, he gives no reply. He sits and stares. What will she do next, he thinks. What does she plan? He grows afraid again. Maybe she will call lawyers, he thinks. He bites his teeth hard. I will make her stop, he says softly. I will make her change. He looks out the window. Rain falls steadily. People hurry with umbrellas. Trucks move along the street. Everything looks gray and wet. He barely sees it. He sees only his wife's cold face in his mind. At 4 o'clock, another note comes. If he does not send money tonight, she will go to Fitzgerald and Moy tomorrow. She will take more steps. He almost cries out. He decides to go to her house. He wants to talk to her. He wants to end this fight. He puts on his hat. He takes a cab. Rain hits the windows. He thinks of Carrie, of his wife, of danger. He worries. What if she has evidence? What if she knows about Carrie? What if she talked to Drouet? His heart shakes. He wishes he had sent the money. He wishes he had not fought. He reaches his street. He feels nervous. He goes to the door. His key does not work. There is another key inside. The door is locked. He rings the bell. No answer. He rings again. Still nothing. He tries the kitchen door below. It is locked too. The windows are closed. What is happening, he thinks. He hears nothing. He returns to the cab. I think they went out, he says. I saw a young girl at the window, says the cabbie. Hurstwood looks up. No one is there now. He feels angry and helpless. So this is their plan, he thinks. Shut me out. Make me pay. Well, he thinks, that truly beats all. Chapter 25. When Hurstwood came back to his office, he was more worried than ever. Lord, Lord, he thought, what have I done? How did everything change so fast? How did it all become so bad? He could hardly understand it himself. The whole situation felt strange and terrible. It seemed to fall on him suddenly. He felt he had not stopped it at all. Sometimes he thought of Carrie. What was wrong there? No letter had come. No word of any kind. It was now late in the evening. She had promised to meet him in the morning. Tomorrow they were to meet again and go away. But where? He saw now that, with all this trouble, he had not made a clear plan with her. He loved her deeply. He was ready to take big risks before. But now? What could he do? What if she had found out something? What if she had written, I know everything. I will have nothing to do with you. It would be just like his luck now. Also, he had not sent the money yet. He walked up and down the bright floor of the bar. His hands were in his pockets. His brow was full of lines. His mouth was hard. He smoked a good cigar, and it gave him only a little comfort. He drank more brandy and soda than for months. His whole nature was shaken. His mind had reached its limits. At last, only one thing happened that evening. He sent the money. For 2 or 3 hours, he fought with himself. No, I won't send it, he thought. Yes, I must send it, he thought. At last, he took an envelope. He put in the money she had asked for. He closed it slowly and heavily. Then he called Harry, the boy for small jobs. You take this to this address, he said, and give it to Mrs. Hurstwood. Yes, sir, the boy answered. If she isn't there, bring it back. Yes, sir. You have seen my wife? He asked again. Oh, yes, sir, I know her. All right, hurry back. Any answer? Asked the boy. I guess not, said the manager. The boy went away. Hurstwood sat and thought. Now it was done. No use to think about that part. He had lost this small battle. But how bitter it felt to be pushed like this. He imagined her face at the door. He saw her cold smile. She would take the envelope and feel strong. She would know that she had won. If only I had that letter back, he thought. I would not send it. He breathed hard. He wiped the sweat from his face. To forget himself, He went to talk with some men at the bar. He tried to care about other things, but his mind always ran back home. He saw again his wife, the boy, the money. He wondered what she said when she took the envelope. After about an hour and 3/4, the boy came back. He had nothing in his hand. "Well," said Hurstwood. "I gave it to her," said the boy. "To my wife?" "Yes, sir. She said it was high time." Hurstwood's face grew dark. He frowned heavily. There was nothing more to do that night. He thought and thought until midnight. Then he went again to the Palmer house. He did not sleep well. He wondered what the morning would bring. Next day, he went to his office. He opened his mail, half hoping, half afraid. No word from Carrie. No letter from his wife either, which felt good. The money was gone now. She had received it. This slowly made his mind calmer. The pain of sending it grew weaker. He began to hope for peace. He thought she might now wait a while. Maybe nothing will happen for a week, he thought. Then I can think. He began to think again about Carrie, about taking her away from Druette. What about that now? His pain at her silence grew. Why had she not come? Why had she not written? He decided to write to her at the West Side post office. He would ask why she did not appear. He would beg her to meet him. Then he thought, this letter will not reach her till Monday. The delay made him angry. He needed something quicker, but what? For half an hour he thought. He did not want to send a messenger directly to the house. He did not want to go there in a cab. It was too risky. At last he wrote the letter anyway. Then he began to think again. The hours passed. With every hour, the life he had planned with Carrie slipped farther away. He had hoped to be with her already, helping her, planning with her. But now it was afternoon. Nothing was done. 3 o'clock came, 4, 5, 6, and no letter. The poor manager walked the floor. He suffered in silence. Saturday ended. Sunday came. He had no home now. His bar was closed for the day. Carrie was far from him. He could change nothing. It was the worst Sunday of his life. On Monday, in the second mail, he found a very legal-looking letter. It carried the name McGregor, James, and Hay. The letter said they spoke for his wife, Mrs. Julia Hurstwood. They wished to discuss her support and her rights in the property. Would he please come at once? He read the letter many times. Then he shook his head. His family troubles were truly starting now. Well, he said aloud after a while, I don't know. He folded the letter and put it in his pocket. There was still no word from Carrie. Now he was sure she knew the truth, that he was married. She must be angry at his lie. He felt his loss more sharply now. He needed her more than ever. He thought he would go to her soon, even if she did not write. He would tell her everything. He would tell her about his wife and home. He would tell her how he needed her. She cannot throw me away now, he thought. I will beg her until she forgives me. Then a new thought came. What if she is gone? What if she has left that house? He could not sit still. He walked about. But this did not help him. On Tuesday it was still the same. At last he made up his mind to go out to Ogden Place. He went there, but when he reached the street, he thought he saw a man watching him. Fear came into his heart. He turned and went away. He did not even pass the house. On his way back, he took a car in Randolph Street. Without thinking, he got off near the building where his son worked. This hurt him deeply. He had visited his boy there before. Now the boy had not written to him once. Neither child seemed to care. He felt forgotten.